Somehow I doubt that.
The name's James, Lucy James, and I just saw a presentation, hands off, of IO Interactive's James Bond game, First Light, here at Gamescom in 2025. And as an English woman who has grown up with James Bond and loves Hitman World of Assassination, oh, I'm stoked. It looks really good. I think the big question has always been, how is IO going to take the beloved systemic gameplay that they have perfected in World of Assassination and then take that and apply it to a licensed game? Not only that, it is James Bond. He is one of the most famous characters in all of media. There's so many different touch points that are so consistent across those movies, across the books. How is IO going to put their own spin on it, and how are they going to make it feel and look like an exciting video game? Well, the mission I saw seemed pretty early on. We had James and two of his spy friends from MI6, and they were going to infiltrate some kind of chess game. It was basically a mansion full of elites, and they were having this chess game, and they were tracking down the rogue 009. So for this, you'd think James Bond, okay, he's so suave, he is great, he'll be going in, he'll be the main guy. No, they make him be the chauffeur. Of course, that doesn't really land well with James. I think we all know his character from the various movies and such is that he's something of, not necessarily an instigator, but he does like to get himself in trouble. And from that, we got to see how you can approach things in various ways as he attempts to break into this chess competition in this house. So to get into this place, Carpathian, we got to see a bunch of different ways that you could do it. So there was, you could have conversations with the door staff. They were saying, hey, you don't have your press pass. And so James said, oh, I can go and get one. That was one option. There was another option that we did see follow all the way through, which was the fact that he lit some leaves on fire, caused a distraction, and then climbed his way in. And basically then pretended that he was just a guard who was doing his job, making sure that no one else could sneak in. So he was kind of, bluffing them, doing the old double bluff. It was really interesting because you could see at this point, this is how players of Hitman will really appreciate. There were all these little intricacies. He obviously is James Bond. He has gadgets, he has the smartwatch, and he could also essentially use Agent 47's sort of focus and see people in the environment. By using the watch, he could also highlight things that his gadgets could interact with, and also as you are going around the environments. So for example, he looked up at one point and saw an open window, and it kind of does the Hitman thing where it's like, oh, follow a story thread, but for this it was a hint as a way that you could approach the interaction. Another really cool thing that I enjoyed about it that is so good and in keeping with James Bond lore is that he does have a license to kill, but MI6 will not just let you go in and kill everyone. No, they are spies. You can't just do that. And also this mission, you were in Slovakia, I believe it was, and you weren't necessarily really authorized to be there. So there's a way that, as you are making your way through the encounter, like talking to people and whatever, going and chasing after 009, it wasn't until a character, security guard, came up with intent, and that's when it flashes up on screen, license to kill, and that is when the real bombastic action began. I think the thing that's always impressed me about Hitman is it's mechanics on mechanics. It is blending in, it is stealthing, it is traversal, it is identifying opportunities in the environment. And I think the thing that really impressed me about the James Bond demo is watching that happen with all of these really cool cinematic animations in the big gunfight. So eventually you chased 009 to an airport, and basically we missed a little bit, but it was like you can't let him escape. The way that this sequence played out, there were cars coming in, there's Bond, obviously, like doing the big explosive video game stuff where you are shooting at red barrels, but then, he runs up to a guy, takes him out close quarters combat, kicks up a gun from the ground to pick it up instead of kind of slow and just picking something up. It was like this really fluid looking, exciting action. Hitman, it's more about the thrill of execution, whereas in this it kind of feels like, hey, you're gonna have those moments, but we're also gonna give you these really exciting action-packed ones too. There's driving in James Bond, and so we got to see like some kind of nice, serene driving up to this hotel, up to this place where the mission originally takes place. But then on the way to the airfield, it is a car chase, and it's reminiscent of, was it Uncharted 4, when you're kind of going through that village, that town, and you're just bursting through everything. One person is going off in one lane, you're going off in another, and it just felt like super exciting. And at the end, it's weird that it's not weird, but like I'm invoking Uncharted again when you're in the plane and you are dropping through, and this is at the point where obviously things kind of become a little bit more linear, and you are dropping through the air, and you are like searching for someone to grab a parachute. And again, it's all these touch points of spy action stuff that would probably never happen in real life, but it could happen in James Bond, all in this one 30-minute demo. So obviously I'm coming away very impressed. My 5 big takeaways for James Bond: The First Light is so authentic to Bond. So authentic to Bond. The music cues, the way that the characters were talking to each other, the little jokes, Moneypenny giving you the briefing as you go in. I was very, very pleased about that. Another one is multiple ways to approach certain things, and then a kind of a more linear path to approaching other things. So it's kind of, giving you a bunch of freedom, and then giving you that spy fantasy, and then giving you these all-out action moments. Another one, there's driving. Obviously, was a hands-off presentation, so I can't tell you how it feels, but it looked very exciting. And of course, it's Bond. There's the cars, there's the gadgets, there's plenty of stuff like that. There's a bunch of ways to make it feel and integrate Bond into that environment, but at the same time, he is, number 5, not the James Bond that we know and love. He is very new, very green. He has to prove himself. He has to, as all the marketing says, earn the number. And so that is what this game is going to be. And I'm, like I said up top, Hitman World of Assassination is one of my favorite games of all time. I am a person who really loves game design and mechanics on mechanics on mechanics, and delving deep into that and just kind of pushing and seeing how a game can adapt to me as a player. And I think James Bond, the way they're kind of approaching it, is a really nice mix of that and action. Obviously, a lot more will be said about it once people have got hands-on, but a really impressive showing for Bond here at Gamescom 2025. So for more, make sure you stay tuned to GameSpot, and live and let die, baby. I don't know.